Can you guys see my screen? Hello?
Yes, yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Okay,
mom.
okay, okay. All right. So I hope you guys can remember very well the fields he was using for the pivot tables he created just now.
Yes, mom.
Okay. All right. So because of time, we're going to be very, very fast. I won't go the way I won't go the way I was going to try to. We've already done the pivot table and the pivot, so we're going to be fast. All right. So I think the first one he created was total revenue by country. You can see my screen, right? Hello?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
yes, your
Yes, we
screen
can see you.
is visible.
Okay, so
Yes, you can see.
what we'll do now, remember he mentioned inserting a pivot chart, right? But I'll that way because I want us to go very fast, like I said, all right? So first thing I'm going to do is I'll click on the fields. I'll go to insert. So instead of going through the pivot table, I'm going to go to pivot chart here, straight up. So I'm going to the pivot chart here, all right? You can see this small drop down that's under here. I'll click on it and I'll go down here and you can see what is written here, pivot chart by pivot table, right? I hope you're following, pivot chart by pivot table. So I'll click on that. All right, so this is what it's bringing out for me. It's asking me for my table range. I didn't check the name of that table. Let me go back. Let me go and check the name of that table. Sorry, it's not even a table. Okay, so
Bikes. I think the name of the table is bikes.
no, it's not a table. It's a range of cells. It's a table. Immediately I clicked on it, and you go here, you should see something like I think I thought you guys inserting a table. You should see something like table design, right? Hello.
Yes, it's not.
All right.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
So
This is not a
so
table.
it's not
This
a
is a
table.
range of cells.
All right. So this is what I'm going to do first. All right. I don't like to go and start highlighting the cells when I'm creating a pivot table. To make things fast, it's better you just refer to what you're doing. So I'm going to go here. All right. I'll highlight the entire data set. Then I'll go with Control T. All right. What I want to do is I want to insert a table. All right. So it has just shown me what I highlighted. My table has headers, yes. So I'll click on OK. So we've made this a table. Now I want to name my table. So I'll go to table design. All right. Then I'll go to table name. So I want to name it, let's name it bike underscore sales. Yeah, bike sales. Okay. So we've named our table now. All right. So I'll go back to this sheet. I created a sheet. I named the sheet pivot. So I'll click on a cell here. All right. Then I'll come to insert. Okay, so when I come to insert, so instead of going to pivot table and then inserting pivot chart, I'll just go straight to pivot chart here. I'll click on this drop down under. Then we have pivot chart and pivot table. All right, so I'll click on that. So now it's asking me for my table range. Since I've already inserted a table into that data set, I'll just come here and I'll write bike underscore sales. All right. So it's asking me, you're saying choose where you want the pivot table report to be placed. And I want it to be placed on this particular sheet, this place I selected. Then it's already picked. You can see it. Pivot. Pivot is the name of my sheet, which is this sheet here. This is the name pivot B2, which is the cell I selected. So that is where I want my pivot table to be placed. So I'll come here now and I'll click OK. All right, so immediately it's going to create a field for my pivot table and my pivot chart. All right, but this pivot chart now I've not yet selected what kind of chart I have. So let's just face the pivot table first. All right, so I think the first field, the field it chose for the first pivot table was revenue by country. All right, so I'm going to go here now. So I'll select revenue. All right. And I'll go here now. And I'll select country. Okay, so you see instantly it has given me my revenue by country. All right, so this one now, it just automatically picks this column chart for me. You get, assuming maybe I didn't want this column chart, I could have as well just come here where we have I think pivot chart analyze. Pivot chart analyze. I'm coming. For where I'm not getting what I want. Can you guys hear me? So assuming I didn't want this column chart that is here, all right, and I just clicked on it, then I'll come to where you have design, here, design. Then you can see change chart type. All right, that is change chart type. So I just click on it and I will choose any chart I want from here. That is if I don't want this column chart that is here, but I actually want the column chart. So it's actually okay for me. All right, so I can stick with my column chart that I picked for me automatically. All right, so the next thing now is told you this stuff here, this total here. You can choose to delete it if you want. You can delete it, or you can simply come here to turn it off, because it's like a label that's attached to this particular chart. All right, so if you want to turn it off, you can come here where you have plus. All right, then you see where you have legends here, where you have legend here. So you can click on legend and you can see it has turned it off. It has turned it off. All right, then you see the grid lines that are here. We don't want the grid lines here. Okay, so you come here to your grid lines and then you turn your grid lines off as well. We want the chart title and we want the axis, so we won't turn those off. Okay, so I remember what we picked here was we're going to name our chart now. What we picked here was revenue by country. All right, so we can name this now. We can name this revenue by country. I can't really see messages, so I can't really see my chart. Okay. Okay, I'm just checking the messages. I know there's normally ask questions on the chat. All right, so I've changed this out to revenue by country. All right, then you see the sum of revenue here and the country we have here. We're going to turn it off as well. So I'm going to select the fields. I'll come here. When you click on it, you right click on it, then you come and see, you remove them. You click on hide all field but all value field buttons on charts. All right, this hide all field buttons on chart. So we'll remove it and you take that out. All right, so we have that one set now. The next one he told you guys was total profit by country. So I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to come here, total profit by country. I'm inserting. I know he copied and pasted. You know, everybody has the way they do theirs. Right. So we have bike underscore sales. Same place. All right. So the same thing has happened here. So this one and the fields he chose were profit by country, right? So we'll come here now. Select country. All right, and then we'll select profit. Okay, but for this one now, this is still a column chart. I think we can change, so we don't have two column charts. We can change this. You can actually have more than one column chart if you want to, but we can change this now to a bar chart. So you just select the chart, then you go to design here. You click on design, then you come to change chart type. All right, so you click on change chart type, then you will now come here and you now click what you want. And what we want is a bar chart. So I'll select bar chart to change it. Okay, so I select bar chart to change it. The next thing we want is the sales, profit and sales by age group. Profit and sales by age group. So we've done this one, started this one, now profit by sales, profit and sales by age group. So we'll come here now, same process. Click on the insert. Not okay. Sorry. Okay, somebody cannot see my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
Okay.
your
I just
screen is
need.
visible. I think they should just go log out and come in again.
Okay, normally I can to monitor because I'm connected on just one device. It's giving me a bit of a challenge. All right, so we've done
Please,
for.
the attendance.
Please, somebody should help me repost that. Thank you. Somebody should help me repost the attendance link. I think I sent it before. Then the other one is profit and sales by age group. So I'll come to insert as well. We're going to pivot chart. Then we have pivot chart and table. So our table range is bike underscore sales. Sorry, I'm a bit fast because I know he just did all this for you guys. So we've done that here as well. So this is fields he picked for this pivot charts were
Age group and sum of revenue.
age. Was it revenue? Was it revenue he picked? I know he picked profit,
I think so.
right? Profit and
Profit. Okay, I think
sales.
the second one was country and profit.
Country and profit. Are you sure?
The second one was country and profit. The third one was age and sum of revenue.
Okay, so profit and revenue. I think that's okay. Thank you very much. Right, so from this one now, let me turn this off. We didn't name that our chat. From this one now, you see that this legend that we have here now, we cannot turn it off because the legend is actually doing something for us, so we don't have to delete it. You get, so the blue is telling us that this first line is for profit, while the other one is telling us is for revenue. The orange is for revenue, so we don't have to turn that off. But we can just turn off our grid lines just to make it more presentable. Then our field buttons, we turn them off. Then this chart does not have a title. Let's turn on the chart title. And we'll name it profit and sales by age group. Right, I think we did not name this other one. This other one we didn't put a name here. And those figures are not appearing well. So this was profit by country, right? Profit by country. Okay, if you notice now, there's an issue here. The figures are too close to each other. So it's evident that we can actually change it if you want, but it's quite evident that this chart is not very suitable for this, but we can change the way it looks. The way it's looking just jam-packed here, you can only change the orientation. That is the way these figures are looking here. All right, so maybe we can come here. Okay, so we'll come to the side here where we have, we just click on what we want to change, which is these figures here. All right, so if you come to the side here, we can be able to change the orientation. You're able to change the orientation here. I'm not seeing the option to do that. Okay, what happens? We'll come back to that. But normally when it's like this, you can come to the side here and just change the orientation. So instead of it looking straight like this, it will just be vertical. Alright. So we'll come here now, we'll turn off our grid lines. Turn off our grid lines here, and then we hide field buttons on chart. Okay, so we're done with that. The next one is top 7 performing products. Are you guys there? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So the next one is top 7. Let me just confirm.
Top 7. Let me just confirm.
Top 7 performing products. So same process. You can come here and insert a pivot chart. So our range here is bike sales. So it's same process. So I think for top 7, we'll be working with the products and the sales. Products and sales. So I've selected the subcategory and I'm going to select the revenue. Okay, let me go back and view the table again to be sure which category has. I'm just trying to view the fields on the data set. Okay, so I think we'll leave this one out of it. There again, in the last class, you guys were taught about KPIs, right? So who can remind me of KPIs?
Yes.
So who can remind me of KPIs? Hello? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear
Okay,
you now.
while you are thinking of what KPIs are, I'm going to insert trend in sales over time. I think he did that as well. While you are thinking of what KPIs, but I'll come back to that, my question. So start thinking. What are KPIs? Bike sales. Go ahead.
Plus indicators.
Okay. And what did you do?
Indicators.
I know there was a description given to you guys in the last class. Hello?
I think it gauges the organization's progress, like it tracks their goal, monitors their if there's a profit or loss.
Okay.
I think he said they are measurable values that aids
Values.
companies to focus on output.
They are used to align the strategic goals, and they are used for quantifying and measuring actionable insights.
Okay. Okay. You're all correct. In a way. You're all correct. All right. So KPI are metrics. They are calculatable metrics that are used in measuring the performance of a company. All right. So from here now, what do you think are our KPI? I'm going to go back. I'll show you all the fields. What will your company tell someone, and the person will say, you people are doing very well. What do you think here now? The KPI. KPIs. I want to stir you guys' minds. So I'm showing you. That's what I'm showing you. I'm showing you the fields now. So what are your KPI?
Revenue.
Yeah, I
Revenue.
think revenue is one of the KPIs. Yeah.
Thank you. What else?
Profit.
Profit. Okay,
Of course.
that's good. So we have cost. Cost is not a KPI. A cost to show how much you guys are spending. I think it can be
Other quantity.
other
Yes, ma'am.
quantity. Yes, thank you very much. Other quantity. So we have revenue. All right. We have cost. We have other quantity. Other quantity. All right. So we also want our KPI to be displayed on our dashboard, right? So it would be good if we also bring them out here using a pivot table. All right. So I can come here now, and okay, there was something I also forgot to mention. Sorry, I might be going front and back. It's not supposed to be. You understand? So I'm going to normally when you are creating a pivot table, immediately you create the pivot table before you even start editing or doing anything, formatting the pivot table or the chart or anything. The first thing you need to do here is you need to name your pivot table, because you are going to reference it when you're adding slicers to your dashboard. But you're going to reference it when you're adding slicers to your dashboard. So you click on the pivot table. All right. I want to name it now. So you go and click on your pivot table. Then you go to this page where you have pivot table analyze. All right. So you click on it. And then you come to the edge here, the left here, where you can see pivot table. All right. So we'll click on pivot table. We'll go down. You can see pivot table 1. All right. Then you come here now. You change. You name it. I think this one now was revenue. Am I too fast?
No,
Nobody will name the other one.
I can't see your drop downs, and I think maybe everybody else can't see it.
Are you sure? I'm sharing my whole screen. You can see this stuff here. Once you can see it, it means I'm sharing my whole screen.
I can see it.
So I think it's just you. So we have revenue by country. Right. So I've named this pivot table here. Then the next one now is this one here with country. All right. So this one, I think this was profit by country. Profit by country. All right. So I'll come to my pivot table as well. Okay. Then I'll go to pivot table analyze. And I'll come here to pivot table. I'll select profit by country. All right, so I've named it now. I've named that pivot table. I'll also go to the last one. I think there was one he did with a pivot with a pie chart. How am I not saying that? Let's go and pick one. Let's pick one metrics. Okay. I would need to review it. He used one. He used a pie chart for one, right?
Yes, I think his age, like
Age, right?
youth, age and
This one here.
so
If I change this already to let's
The age group.
age group was a chart, was a pie chart. So I want to change this age group now. If I want to change it, I will just select it this way. Then I'll go to design. All right, then I'll come here. I'll change the chart type. I'll change the chart type to a pie chart. To a pie chart. The problem with it now is there are two metrics there. So it's going to pick one. It's either going to pick profit or it's going to pick sales. So we can't have both fields at once. So I will just I'll select the pie chart, then I'll select OK. So it has changed it to a pie chart for me. But here now I think I'll take off the profit and just leave revenue from there. So we have revenue. So I'm going to change this name here now to sales by age group. All right. So I'll come here, I'll select my pivot chart. I'm going to pivot table analyze. Then I'll go down to pivot table. Then I'll go down to chart. So I'm going to change it to sales by age group. All right. So have that. So we're going to KPI just now. So the first KPI now we want to do total revenue, and it's very simple. If you want to do total revenue, it's just the same way we created a pivot table. We just create that. We just come here and we click on pivot table from range. So I want to insert a pivot table here. Remember our data source is bike sales. So I'm doing it there. All right, so we have a pivot table, and the first thing we want to do now is revenue, right? So I'll just come here and select only revenue. So we have our sum of revenue here. That is what we have here. If we want to change it to average, but I think we can leave it as sum, right? The total amount the company makes. Then we can come here now and have another, let me just copy this. So I'm going to create another pivot table. So I'm going to copy this pivot table now and I'll paste it here. So this one we've created now is still sum of revenue, but I'm going to change it now to, what's it cost? Is that right? Cost here. Cost is not a KPI or cost. I'm going to change to order quantity. So we have order quantity here. I'm going to delete that revenue that was there before. We can also have profit. Profit is a KPI. Profit is a KPI. I think I want to write profit then. I want to write cost. So I'll come here now. Okay, I know you guys have been wondering why I'm putting it horizontal like this instead of vertical, instead of putting the tables on it, because sometimes when you want to slice or filter, like for example now, if this one is here like this in this particular cell, and maybe it's supposed to be longer. I think it was when you did top 7 or top 8 for you guys, I don't know. So if there's another pivot table at the bottom, you will have an issue slicing it. You have an issue filtering it. So it's better to just put it horizontally. Right? So we've done for revenue, we've done for quantity. Asaga, ask your question. So I'm going to come here now. I'm going to copy. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a
Ask
mistake. It's a mistake.
Okay, so I'm going to come here now. Okay. Then I will paste it, Control V. So this one now is going to be profit. So I'll go down, select it. My keyboard is it's not being nice today. So I'll select it, then I'll go down to profit. So we have profit, then that revenue There's other quantity that is in this one. So I'll remove it. No longer other quantity. So it's now sum of profit. So I think that's okay. Then we can change the name. Can change the name here. So I'm changing this to total profit. Total profit. You can change this to total quantity. Total quantity. Then we'll change this to total revenue as well. So I'm just renaming them. Total revenue as well. All right, so we want to create our dashboard now. We want to join them together now and create our dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to come here. I'll open a new sheet. So this is where my dashboard is going to be. So I'm going to go to the back here. I hope my keyboard allows me to do. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on the first chart and I'll click on control. All right. Click on the second chart and I'm clicking on control as well. All right. Then I'll click on the third. I'm holding control on the third chart. So we have 3 charts, right? I think we should be having 4 instead. So I've selected 3 charts now. All right. So I will now click on Control X. So I've copied all of them away from there. Then I'll go to the last sheet. All right. This is the sheet I created. And I'll paste everything. Control V. So you can see everything now has been pasted instead of picking them one after the other. All right. So we have all this here. Sorry, I'm trying to carry them. So we have all this here now. So we can put them together. All right. For our KPI, I think we need to we'll add one more. We've added one more pivot. Maybe you guys will want to do that one as an assignment. All right. So for our KPI now, we'll leave them here. We won't put them now. So we want to start designing our dashboard. The first thing you need for a dashboard is a background. All right. So if you want to add a background here, you go to Insert. You go to Insert. You come to Illustration. Then you go to Shapes. Click on Shapes. Then you come here to Rectangle. Select a rectangle. All right. So I'll click on Rectangle and I'll drop it here. All right, so we have a rectangle, but it's a bit small, so we'll make it bigger. I'm gonna make the rectangle a bit bigger. So we'll do that by increasing the size of our rectangle. So this one already gave us blue. We can change the color. What color do you guys want? Pick a color. People are not to design very well.
Green.
This one is fine.
Green. Okay.
This one is okay.
Somebody picked green. We'll use dark green. I think this is okay. I think it's okay. I always like using dark colors. All right, so we have our background here. All right. So this our dashboard now. Our background is covering the visuals. It's covering those the bar chart and the pie chart we have there. All right. So we'll just select it. You will now come here to where you have, when you click on, you come here to where you have shape format. So you click on shape format, and then you see we have send backward. But you come to this drop down behind, and you just click send to the back. So immediately it has sent the background to the back, and then our visuals now are now in front. Okay, so we can now arrange it properly. Now arrange it. There's another thing now you guys will notice. You notice that this our profit and revenue by country is not well arranged. Right? It's not looking nice. It's not sorted, rather. So we can come here now. Let's try to sort our profit by country, profit and sales by country. So I'll come here now. We go to the row labels. You guys know how to sort, right? So we'll come to more sort options. Then we'll come to ascending. What we want to sort is the revenue. I know you guys did this in the last class, so it shouldn't look strange. Same thing. I'm going to the drop down. More sort options. I'm sorting the profit. So I think that our dashboard, it looks a bit, for me, it looks a bit scanty. So let's add our products that I didn't want to add before. Let's add products. We'll just change the type. We'll use a different type of chart. All right, so same process. Or let me just copy this one instead of going to create another one. So I just copy this one. I'll paste it here. All right, so but this is not the one we want. This one is all right. So instead of the age and revenue we have here, we can change it to, I think it was products. We cannot have it that, but without having something concerning the product. So we have to put the products in. But the product category and the product subcategory are one. So maybe we'll work with product description. Let me just go and look at that table again. So if you come here now, we need to at least display the product on our dashboard. So if you come here to the product category, I have only one item, bike, so you can't really display that. Same thing with subcategory, just one, so we can only display the product description. All right, so we want to work with the top five products here. All right, that is by their description. Okay, so we'll come here now to value filters. All right, we have value filters. Then we'll come here where you see top. So we click on top 10. What we want is top 5. Top 5 instead of top 10. So we click on top 5 there. We'll leave these items this way. All we have is by revenue. So select OK. All right, so it has given us our top 5. Another thing we can do now is to sort it. So let's go to more sort options. More sort options. If you're not getting anything, please say it too. Then we'll come to sum of revenue. All right, so we've sorted it out right now. So now let's insert our chart. Right, so this was the one he taught you. You select the chart, you select the pivot table, you come to your insert. So you can decide to go with recommended charts here. Or you can just also still go here to pivot chart, and then you select your chart. So since we're working with description, and if you see now, it's already shown you how it is. Remember the issue we have with the other charts, that everything is joined together. Everything here now, if you look at this chart, look at the way everything is joined, it's not going to be nice. You understand? So I think it will be best to use a bar chart for this, so everything can be spelled better. Yeah, I think this looks better. Oh, but we still have the figures joining each other. Eventually, we'll have to change the rotation of the figures. But let's work with this first. So we're taking off the legends. We're taking off the grid lines. Then we have revenue. We have revenue by product. Revenue by product. So I'm going to turn off all this so that we can have a lot of space on our chat. So we have this. So I'm going to copy this first. And let me name the pivot table first before I move it. So we have pivot table analyze. I'm going to name it revenue by product. Revenue by product. Yeah. Please, most time when you're naming, remember to put your underscores. Revenue by product. So I'm going to cut this now, which will have Control X, and I'll move it here. So I'll paste this here. Okay, so I'll paste this here. So our dashboard is taking shape slowly taking shape. So you just try to arrange everything on your dashboard to make it look nice and presentable. So you just drag the edges. You can see the way I'm dragging the edges to make it fit. To make it fit. I need to turn off the legends for this. So the next thing we want to also add to this, I want to add I want to add a title of our title of our dashboard. So we can use a shape for this. We can use a shape to just, or no, we can use a text box for this. So if you want to insert a text box, you come to insert here, click on insert, you go to the illustration, then you come to shapes. When you come to shapes, you come here to text box, right? So you click on text box and you insert it here. I'm going to do it again. So you come here now, I want to insert. You come here, you go to shapes, you click on text box, and then you insert it. So there's a text box there now, but you guys are probably not seeing it. Wow, I need to zoom in. So I can be visible. I'm going to do it again now. So go to your insert, come to illustration, shapes, and then text box. So okay, since text box is not working, you can come here and insert a shape. All right, so we'll come to illustrations, we'll come to shape, then we'll go to rectangle, and then we insert a rectangle here. All right, we want to name our dashboard. So I need to zoom out now. All right, so I'll increase the size, but you see the blue that is there is not, it's not really nice. It's contradicting the green behind it, so we can change that color now to probably white. All right, and we can name this. We can now insert a text inside. Don't know why my text was there. Or we can insert a text inside. Let's insert a text box. So you just, when you select the text box, You just click on it. Okay, so I think it works now. So we have a text box there, and we can now write what we want to. We can now type in what we want to type in there. So I want to type in bike sales. Bike sales. Mind you, I didn't need to insert shape because my text box was not coming in. That is why. And it still didn't come in. So the name of this dashboard now is bike sales dashboard. Bike sales dashboard. So we want to centralize everything. The way we did merge and center at the beginning when they were teaching you, how to, I think I was one or two class, how to format a table, how to design a table, merge and center. So you can just select everything that is there. All right. Then you come here, all the text you have here. You go to your home, go to this alignment here, and to move it to the center. Then this will move it to the middle. Then you can increase the size. You can increase the size this way. All right. Then you can come here and make it bold. You can as well change the color of the text. You can change the color to green. So working with green. You can change the color to green that way. The next thing we want to insert now, the time won't allow us. Next thing we can insert here now is a slicer. So slicer are like tools you use in your dashboard to help you drill through, to help you get a better understanding of the dashboard. All right, so we usually have slicer and we have timeline. So I'll just come in now with the slicer. So you see the slicer is and what it does. So to insert a slicer, first you must select one visual on your dashboard. Maybe you select one visual on your dashboard. You go to your insert here. So when you go to your insert, when you go to this edge here, you see filters. You see filters. So slicer is a filter. You see filter here, and you select slicer. So when you click on slicer, it's going to ask you what slicer do you want. So you can slice based on anything. This we already have country. Let's say we want to slice, we can even still slice based on country. But most times when you are slicing, you don't slice based on metrics. You slice based on description. That means you don't slice based on what you can calculate. You're not going to be slicing based on unit cost or price. But you slice on things like product name, country, age, and the rest. So let's slice with country. So I'll come here now and I'll select country. Then I'll go down. I'll click OK. So if you come here now, you can see, let me zoom out so you see what's good. So you can see now it's giving me my slicer now is based on just the country. But why you will not really see the effect of this slicer now on this chart is because the chart is already revenue by country. So it might be difficult for you to see it. Okay. So what I will now do now is I can connect other charts to this my slicer because this slicer now is working only for this particular chart because that was the chart I selected in the first place. So I want it to work on other charts. All right, I will just go to the slicer and then I will right click on the slicer. Okay, when I right click on the slicer, I will now come here to where you have report connections. Okay, then I will select report connections. So you can see all the pivot table that we have created. You can see profit by country, revenue by country, which is one we selected before, so it's already there. Revenue by country, revenue by product, sales by age group. All these are names that I gave to the pivot tables that we created. Right. Assuming now I did not give those pivot tables names, what you'll be seeing here is pivot 1, pivot 2, pivot 3, which is not nice because sometimes you might not really want your slicer to affect all your charts. You may want to just affect maybe 3 or 4 and then leave, and then you won't really know which pivot table is that one you want to leave. So I'm going to select profit by country, revenue by product, sales by age group, So I'll also select our KPI, which is total profit, total quantity, total revenue. So I'll select OK. All right, so now that I've done that, if you select our slicer now, let me zoom out so you can see very well. Let me hide this. All right. I think this is better. This thing is dragging a bit. It has been on since morning. That's why it's okay. It's better now. So if you notice now, if I come and select United States now, so it will show me the sales. Look at this, you show me the sales in the United States. Show me the revenue by product in the United States. So this one now is showing me only the top 5 products now in the United States. All right, this one is just showing me the profit in the United States as well, because it's already country. All right, so our KPIs now, we did not bring our KPIs in. Let's go and bring our KPIs in. So to do that now, we'll come here. We need to refer to this particular cell. So this particular cell now, we're going to copy it and paste it in another cell. Then we will now refer to that other cell in our dashboard. Okay, so if we want to do that now, we have equal to this one now. I think it's AY10. That is the name of that cell. So we have AY10. So we have that there. So anything that shows there now, anything, once you slice it to be reflected, this one now is equal to BD10. If you have any questions, please ask. BD10, we have equal to 66. Then the next one now is equal to, this one now is equal to BG10. Okay, so we have that there. All right, so we are going to bring our KPI now into our dashboard. So you come here now. Let's do it outside the dashboard, because I don't know why it wasn't allowing me to select my text box. Let's do it at the left. So outside the dashboard here, all right, you come here and you click insert. Select a cell, then you click insert. Then you go to your illustration and you select shapes. So when you pick shape, now you come here and you select text box. That is the first one, the one that has an A there. All right, so you can see it now. Immediately I select the text box, you can see what happened. This shape appeared. So what we want to do now, we want to be written in this text box now is, let me zoom in so you guys can see. What we want to be written now in this text box is those cells for our KPI. But the problem is those cells now, we don't know their name, so we need to go and tell them. But normally now, if you come here now and you put equal to, you'll be expected to put equal to here and maybe refer to the cell. Remember, it was BD10, but it won't work. It won't work here. All right, it won't work in this place. We can only do that in the formula bar. So let me just go back now and go and view the name of the cell. So we have AY14. AY14. So if you want to also do this, instead of having to go back there the way we did, you just leave your text box. You go to the formula bar because it's not reflect. And then we'll come here and we put equal to. You put equal, when you are trying to enter a formula into your text box, you take it as a value, you won't take it as a formula. So when you come and put it in your formula bar, you take it as a formula. So you come here and enter equal to. Then you can go back to that sheet, the pivot sheet, and then we'll select where we want, which is this AY10. And then you click enter. So you can see immediately it brought the value. It brought the value here for us, all right, which is $133,000. All right, so it has brought the value here for us. This is I think this value is total revenue, isn't it? I'm just going to check. Yeah, so that's total revenue. That's the total revenue. All right. So we can do the same, can go through the same process again. I'll do it again so you guys can follow suit. All right. So you click on a cell, you go to your insert, you go to illustrations, then you select shapes, then you come here and you select text box. When you select it, just bring out this arrow here. You now select, you click on the arrow. It will give you this that is blinking. So here now, instead of going to put equal to, what is that particular, you won't do it inside the text box. You go to the formula bar and then you select equal to. All right, you select equal to. Then you can go to that particular, sorry, because it's selected that's why it's right. You go to that particular sheet. All right, then you will now go to the cell you want, which is this BD14 that is here. And then you click enter. Immediately to bring it here for you. Immediately to bring it here for you. All right, so the same process too. Let me just check. So we have BG14. So since we already know, we can just copy this formula here. We don't need to go to that sheet again for the next one. We want to do is for the profit. So I can just come here. This is hanging now. I can just come here and select. It's not letting me to select it. Okay. So last one now will be for the profit. The profit. So we'll come here now to insert. Click on insert. We go to illustration. We go to shapes. We go to text box. Same procedure. So click enter. Then you go to your formula bar and you put your equal to. Then we go to the other sheet. So we now have for our revenue, this is revenue, this is total quantity, and this is total profit. All right, I think we've gone above time. I just want to be done with this at least. So you guys just give me like 10 minutes, because I know you guys should be tired by now. All right, so we want to move these values now into our dashboard, but it's not looking nice this way. So what we can do is, before we move it, let's just leave it outside first. Let's leave it outside first. All right. Now let's insert a shape. You can insert a shape here. Come to illustrations. Come to shapes. Insert a rectangle. You can even insert a circle if you want. So you can insert a rectangle like this. I'm going to send the rectangle now, like what we did for that our background. Okay, I'm going to send the rectangle now to the back. So we'll come to shape format and we'll send backward. You can send to back. Let's send backward. Okay, so you send backward, and you see that what you want to appear in front of it is appearing in front, and the number is appearing in front of it right now. All right, so we can change the color. We can change the color of this our shape to white instead of green. Since we're working with white and green, that is green, white, green. So I want to change the color now to white. So we have white now. So we have a box now that is colored white. So inside the box now, I can insert an illustration. I can insert a text box here, and I will name it. Let me put it here. I'll just drag it on top. I can name it total revenue. Total revenue. Right? So I'll come here and I'll put it here. You can design your own in a different way. You don't have to follow everything I'm doing step by step. This is just how I'm doing mine. Yours does not have to be like this one. So I can call this now my total revenue. All right, we'll still work on this. So it's still not looking very nice to me. So what we want to do now, we can now group it. But before we group it, let's just duplicate this. Let's duplicate this cell with this rectangle. We just go to Control D. Control D. So when you click on Control D, you go to duplicate it for you. So we can use that same rectangle for the other ones, for the profit and the total quantity. So you can see duplicate this particular text box that is here. You can duplicate it 3 times, so we don't have to go and insert again. Duplicate. So we have it. If you want to duplicate, it's Control D. All right, Control D. So we have our first total revenue. This. So we want to group them now. Okay. When you select your total revenue, you select the rectangle, you hold your shift, then you select total revenue. Then shift, you go to the figure and you select it as well. All right. So when you select it, start selecting it, you go to where you have shape format here. Shape format here. Shape format, you now go to group. So you now click group. So immediately you group it, you now take everything as one. So like this now, you can now carry it inside your dashboard. Why is it not moving? Okay, inside your dashboard. So when you are carrying it, you have to be careful. Just click on it once. If you click on it twice, it will just scatter it. It will still be together, but just click on it once. So we'll move that one now into our dashboard. So we're going to do the same thing now for these other ones. So remember, that's why everything is looking this way. So this one is not total revenue. This is total quantity. Total quantity. I hope you guys are following me. Are you guys with me? Hello.
Hello. I think
Am I the only one
everybody
here?
is exhausted.
Okay, thank you. All right, we'll soon be done. So I want to carry this total quantity now, and I'll put it in here. Yours can be fine now. This is just a rough work, and it's based on the way this class is. Okay, so you can make yours fine. So this total quantity now, if I move the 6 here now, the 6 is going to be to the back of it. So you can just hold the 6. You come to shape format here, like the way we did that one to move that one backward. You can bring the 66 forward. So you just bring forward. Sorry, I'm sending it backward. You come to bring forward, so that you can stay in front of the rectangle and not behind it. Okay, so we have this. So you just select it, hold your shift, select everything, select your rectangle, select the total quantity, select the 66, and then you come to shape format, and then you click on group. Right, so this one is still a long process I'm doing. Another thing we would have also done in the beginning is, instead of duplicating everything, like we just created only one. You understand? We just created only one rectangle, one text box for the total revenue, one text box for this one. Then we'll now duplicate it, and then we'll just add the formulas to everything. You understand? But we already done it this way, which is okay. Just in case you are doing yours on your own, you don't need to waste time doing all this. I just need you guys to just still at least to an extent understand how you can use grouping. So this one now is total profit. Total profit. So we can move this here. Okay, so that one now is going behind it. Remember what I said, you come to format. If it's going behind, just go to bring forward. So let's carry it on top now. All right, so we just select everything. You hold your shift, select everything. You go to shape format. Then we click on group. All right, so it's looking very small. So right now we can as well increase it since it's looking a bit small. We can increase everything. It's not increasing proportional. Okay, so we can actually go because of time. I won't want to dive into all of that. But we can go in here. We can go in here and increase the size of the text. Since it's not big enough. Ideally, normally, as you're increasing the size of this shape, you're supposed to also increase the size. But because we didn't do something, number one, this total quantity we have here, we didn't set it to be at the middle. So everything is going to look somehow. So we'll set to the middle and then we can increase the quantity to make it clearer. Same thing with the 66, but I think I'll leave that to you guys so you guys can do it. But you understand what I'm doing, right? You just select it. You guys can increase it. You can make it bold, move it to the middle. Move it to the middle, increase it, make it bold so I can make clear. Just to make it a bit finer. Remember that we connected our all the charts now. We connected all the charts to this our slicer. So for any country you select now, you can see total quantity is changing. The total revenue too. I know you guys can see it looks a bit small. I mean, I can't even see it very well. Let me just try to increase. Let me just increase the size. Alright, so you can see it. So ideally, you should not do what I just did. I just did that for teaching purpose, so I can do the grouping several times and then insert it several times. But normally, what you will do is you will just select. You just do only one. You understand? So you insert the text box for the metrics and the name and the shape you want to do. That is a rectangle or circle, whatever you want to do. Even if it's star self, no problem. You insert the shape you want, and then you group everything. You do it only once. Then you will now duplicate the other things. Like this is what I'm trying to say. Like the way we have total profit here, small now, we're not trying to edit it. You don't have to do that. All right. So you can just come in. Let me make this bold and suitable for me first. So that's total quantity. What you can just do now is you just select it once, and then you go with Control D. So maybe you go with Control D to duplicate it for you. You just bring it here. Let me delete this. That way you don't have to change your formatting. Let me delete this one. I think that was so that is left here is total profit. So I can just come in now instead of going to go and recopy and arrange three things. I can just come in now, change here to total profit. Then what we have here now for this 14, where we have the number here now, I can just select only that particular cell. Then I will go to the formula bar here. I don't want it to be that 14. I'll just still leave my equal to there. And then I'll go to the sheet. Remember it was total profit. So I'll just go to that BG and I will click enter. So it will enter there for me. I don't need to be doing everything individually. Let me just select this to make it bigger. Anyway, in our next class, we'll dive more into this. So I'll expand it like this. That's it. All right, so we've done that now. So you can see now for each country, everything is changing. So I want to insert another slicer. Now let's say I want to insert another slicer. I'll just select total profit. I'll select any chart that is there. and I'll go to insert. So any chart that is there, then I'll go to insert, and I'll come to slicer here. So let's say I want to pick customer age, my slicer. So I can select OK. All right, so you can see all the customer sales now is appearing, but it's affecting only one chart, and we don't want to have, because this other slicer is on. Let me turn off this other slicer. So you can see it now. So this is the age, but affecting only this chart. All right. So if you want it to affect the other chart, you just select it, and then you right click. When you right click, you come to report connection, and then you come here and you select all the charts that are there. Select other charts that are there. And then select OK. So this way now, anyone I select, you can see it's changing. So everything, this is based on their age group. Based on their age. So you can see total revenue generated for people that are 24 and all the rest. So if I want to cancel the selection that this one has on it, I'll just come in now and select X. All right, so I think that'll be all for tonight. That's what is not yet arranged. We will do that in the next class. Thank you very much for joining. To have a lovely interest.
Sorry, ma, I want to ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Joshua, because I lost the connection sometimes ago. Is
Yeah.
it that you continue from where you stopped or something?
Yes, I think I would say I
Okay,
continue from where you
okay.
stopped. But the thing is,
Okay, because I lost the connection.
I had
reconnect
to
back. Okay,
I
no
had to
problem.
do the top 10 actually. It's now seeing the messages. So I had to recreate the pivot tables again. I had to recreate the
Okay.
pivot tables again. All right, so thank you very much.
Okay.
Sorry for an extension. I
Thank
don't
you.
normally like passing that 2-hour mark, but it was quite unfortunate that. If you have any
Sorry for
questions,
that,
please
Vicky.
ask. If you have any questions, please ask your questions.